Meeting held between Narendra Modi and Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus in Bangkok discussed various issues related to bilateral interests. Chief Advisor delivered a speech at 6th BIMSTEC conference. Professor Yunus urged the member states to work unitedly, rising above differences to strengthen BIMSTEC. Government intends to hold a free, fair and participatory election as soon as possible after necessary reforms. Instability may be intensified if Rohingya crisis remains unresolved. BIMSTEC to take effective steps, helps Chief Advisor. Myanmar confirms 180,000 Rohingyas eligible for repatriation in the first phase, say Dr. Khalilur Rahman. Bangladesh takes chair of BIMSTEC for the next 2 years. Chief Advisor seeks help of member states to strengthen it. City dwellers returning Dhaka after Eid celebration. Bus, train and launch terminals witnessed a crowd of passengers as some are still returning home. Festive vibes in the capital even on the 5th day. City dwellers are sharing joyous moments and pursuing different entertainment. China gives counter-reaction against large-scale excise duty imposed by US President Donald Trump. Additional 34% tax imposed on US product. And Chelsea defeat Tottenham Hotspur by 1-0 goal in English Premier League football. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV News. I'm Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the headlines. Let's move on to the details of those and other stories. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus and India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting in Bangkok today. The first time the two leaders have met officially in a decade. The leaders of these two major South Asian countries greeted each other with mutual respect and a shared openness for dialogue. Their 40-minute exchange was candid, productive and constructive. Bangladesh deeply values its relationship with India, said Professor Yunus. The deep-rooted friendship between our two countries is founded on intertwined histories, geographical proximity and cultural affinity. Although this was the first direct meeting between these two heads of government, Professor Yunus emphasized that the countries have remained engaged in numerous bilateral interactions over the past 8 months. The Chief Advisor called for discussions to renew the Ganges Water Treaty and to conclude the Teesta Water Sharing Agreement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated Professor Yunus on his assumption of the BIMSTEC chairmanship. The Indian Prime Minister said New Delhi has always attached highest priority to its relationship with Dhaka. Narendra Modi recalled the global stature of Professor Yunus. He said India would always support a progressive, democratic and inclusive Bangladesh. He said India does not support any particular party in Bangladesh. Our relationship is people to people, the Indian Prime Minister added. Professor Yunus inquired about the status of Bangladesh's request for the extradition of Sheikh Hasina, which remains pending with the Indian government. He noted that the former Prime Minister had been making inflammatory remarks in various media outlets and attempting to destabilize the situation in Bangladesh, which seemed to be an abuse of the hospitality India has extended to her. Indian Prime Minister blamed social media for the tensions around Sheikh Hasina's remarks. He said India's attachment is with a country, not with any individual or political organization. Professor Yunus also raised the issue of border killings and stressed that working together to reduce the number of fatalities would not only save many families great anguish, but would also help build trust and confidence and strengthen the relationship between India and Bangladesh. Narendra Modi said Indian border troops opened fire only in self-defense and the fatalities occurred in Indian territories. The two leaders stressed the need to work together on this issue. Responding to Prime Minister Modi's concern over the condition of minorities in Bangladesh, the chief advisor said the reports of attacks on the minorities were hugely inflated and the bulk of them were fake news. He asked the Indian leader to send reporters to Bangladesh to investigate the alleged attacks themselves. The chief advisor said he has instituted an effective system for monitoring every incident of religious and gender violence in the country, and his government was taking serious actions to stop any occurrence of such incidents. Bangladesh Foreign Advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain, High Representative of Chief Advisor Dr. Khalilur Rahman, Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval were among present on the occasion. After the meeting, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam told BTV News that the bilateral meeting between Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus was constructive and fruitful.
মাননীয় চিফ অ্যাডভাইজার মহোদয় ইন্ডিয়ার প্রধানমন্ত্রী শ্রী নরেন্দ্র মোদির সাথে বৈঠক করেছেন এবং বৈঠকে আমাদের সাথে যে পারস্পরিক স্বার্থ সংশ্লিষ্ট যতগুলো ইস্যু ছিল সবগুলো নিয়ে কথা হয়েছে এবং আমরা আমাদের যেগুলো স্বার্থ সংশ্লিষ্ট যতগুলো বিষয় ছিল সবগুলো বিষয়ই আমাদের চিফ অ্যাডভাইজার মহোদয় সেই মিটিংয়ে বলেছেন। যেমন শেখ হাসিনা প্রত্যর্পণ বিষয়ে কথা হয়েছে, শেখ হাসিনা যে ওইখানে বসে অনেক ধরনের ইনসেন্ডিয়ারি কমেন্ট করছেন সেগুলো বিষয়ে কথা হচ্ছে। তারপরে বর্ডার কিলিং নিয়ে কথা হয়েছে। আমাদের দুই দেশের মধ্যে যে গাঞ্জেস ওয়াটার ট্রিটিটা আপনি জানেন যে নতুন করে এটার এক্সপায়ার হয়েছে, নতুন করে ট্রিটিটা হওয়ার আবার কথা হচ্ছে এবং তিস্তা ওয়াটার এগুলো সবগুলো নিয়েই কথাবার্তা হয়েছে। আমি বলবো যে মিটিংটা খুবই কনস্ট্রাকটিভ, প্রোডাক্টিভ এবং ফ্রুটফুল হয়েছে।
Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus has urged the BIMSTEC member states to take effective initiatives to resolve the Rohingya crisis. The Chief Advisor made the call while addressing the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok today. The Chief Advisor said the protracted Rohingya crisis, if remains unresolved, has the possibility to create instability in the whole region. BIMSTEC can promote dialogue to resolve the internal conflicts, particularly between the conflicting parties in Rakhine, he said. In his speech, the Chief Advisor called for working unitedly, rising above differences to strengthen BIMSTEC. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus said a free, fair and participatory election will be in the country as soon as possible after completing the necessary reforms. He said the interim government is pledge-bound to undertake robust and far-reaching reforms to restore economic stability and sustained growth.
That I accept the onerous responsibility for Bangladesh to lead the organization as the new chair. I accept this responsibility knowing fully well that the leaders of the BIMSTEC nations repose their full confidence on Bangladesh to steer the works of the organization towards new heights. As the BIMSTEC chair, Bangladesh will remain committed to actively promoting and enhancing the interest of the BIMSTEC region to achieve our common objectives with unwavering determination to bring about shared prosperity. Bangladesh is committed to working closely with all member states to materialize the purpose and objectives of the organization and to enhance the visibility of BIMSTEC. I would count on the wisdom and the foresight of the leaders and understanding of the range of actors and stakeholders within BIMSTEC's process. If we pursue our shared objectives with diligence and determination and mobilize our people to support them, BIMSTEC promises to shape up as a more meaningful and effective regional organization. Let's work to build a prosperous, stable, harmonious region that our people aspire. Thai
Prime Minister and Chairperson of the summit, Paitongtarn Shinawat, BIMSTEC Secretary General Ambassador Indramani Pandey and distinguished heads of delegations from the BIMSTEC member states were present on the occasion. Bangladesh has assumed the chairmanship of BIMSTEC for the next 2 years. Prime Minister of Thailand, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, handed over the charge of the chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh, Professor Mohammad Yunus, at the 6th BIMSTEC summit at a hotel in Bangkok this morning. Heads of state and government of BIMSTEC member countries were present on the occasion. The chief advisor thanked all concerned for giving BIMSTEC chairmanship to Bangladesh. Professor Yunus sought cooperation from the leaders of BIMSTEC member states to revitalize the organization. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus called on Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra. The meeting held on the sidelines of the BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. During the meeting, they discussed various bilateral issues including Rohingya crisis, to ease visa procedures for the Bangladeshi citizens, trade and investment. A memorandum of understanding between the Anti-Corruption Commission ACC of Bangladesh and the National Anti-Corruption Commission of Thailand has been signed for the purpose of jointly fostering international cooperation in fighting against corruption. ACC Chairman Dr. Mohammad Abdul Momen and NACC President Suchart Trakul Qasim Suk signed the MOU on behalf of the respective organizations in Bangkok today. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus and Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra witnessed the MOU signing on the sidelines of the BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok, Thailand. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus sought support from the elites of Thai society in Dhaka's efforts to join the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. He sought the cooperation at a breakfast meeting with Thai dignitaries at Bangkok this morning. The chief advisor said Bangladesh hopes to get support from top ASEAN nations, including Thailand, Indonesia and Malaysia, for the membership. Noting that both nations share similar histories and challenges, Professor Yunus also underscored the need for greater collaboration between peoples of Thailand and Bangladesh. Thai leaders, including former Thailand Prime Minister Abhisit Vijayjiva, a former Deputy Prime Minister, top business leaders, bankers, academics and civil society leaders joined the meeting. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus held a meeting with Bhutanese Prime Minister Dasho Tshering Tobgay on the sidelines of the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. Later, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus held a meeting with Sri Lankan Prime Minister Harini Amarasurya on the sidelines of the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. During the meeting, they discussed various bilateral issues including Rohingya crisis, trade and investment, and bring back the stolen money. Earlier, BIMSTEC Secretary General Indramani Pandey called on new chairman of the organization and Bangladesh Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus at the end of the 6th BIMSTEC summit in Bangkok. The Chief Advisor asked the BIMSTEC Secretary to take initiative for a BIMSTEC Youth Festival to increase engagement among the young boys and girls of member states. Myanmar authorities have confirmed to Bangladesh that out of a list of 8 lakh Rohingyas sheltered in Bangladesh, they have identified 1,80,000 Rohingyas eligible for return to Myanmar. The original list was provided by Bangladesh in 6 batches during 2018 through 2020. The final verification of another 70,000 Rohingyas is pending additional security scrutiny of their photographs and names. This was disclosed to Dr. Khalilur Rahman, High Representative to the Chief Advisor of Bangladesh, by U Thang Shu, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Myanmar, at a meeting on the sidelines of the 6th BIMSTEC Summit in Bangkok today. This is the first such confirmed list that constitutes a major step towards the long-standing resolution of the Rohingya crisis. The Myanmar authorities also confirmed that the verification of the remaining 550,000 Rohingyas on the original list will be undertaken on an expeditious basis. During the meeting, the High Representative expressed his condolences for the earthquake victims of Myanmar and said Bangladesh was ready to send further humanitarian support for the disaster-stricken people. Meeting between Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has ushered a new ray of hope in bilateral relations which will bring welfare for the two countries. BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir stated this while talking to newsmen after exchanging greetings with the eminent sports personalities at BNP Chairperson's Gulshan office in the capital today. BNP would do everything possible for the development of the country's sports, he added. Today is the 5th day of the Eid al-Fitr holiday. During the long holiday of Eid al-Fitr, everyone is spending time with relatives, friends and acquaintances. Children and teenagers are running to various entertainment centers, including children's parks and zoos. Tourist centers across the country are overflowing with crowds during Eid holidays. This is the first time that the employees are enjoying a 9-day-long holiday on Eid al-Fitr. As a result, a different dimension has been added to this year's Eid celebration. During this long holiday, everyone can roam around as they wish. You can also take care of the accumulated family work. After 5 consecutive days of Eid holidays, working people have started returning to capital Dhaka. People were seen entering Dhaka via roadways, railways and waterways today after celebrating Eid in their ancestral homes and tourist spots in different districts across the country. Most of city dwellers now returning to the capital are private sector employees who are coming back as their holidays have ended. Since this morning, a moderate crowd has been observed at Gaptoli and Mohakali bus terminals. A similar scene was seen at the key entry points of the capital, where long-distance vehicles were entering the city. Dhaka-bound passengers said that they are coming back to the capital for the sake of livelihood. Due to the extended vacation, the holidaymakers during this Eid experienced almost hassle-free journeys without traffic congestion on highways. Passengers said that due to various initiatives taken by the government, this year's Eid journey has been more comfortable than previous years. However, rush of the Dhaka-bound passengers will increase from tomorrow and day after tomorrow as offices will reopen on Sunday. Meanwhile, on the 5th day of Eid, many are still heading home to share the joy of Eid with their loved ones. On the 5th day of Eid, the entertainment centers of the capital are crowded with visitors. Many people come to visit Mirpur Zoo today with their families. Some come with friends. Children are a large part of the overflow of visitors. Although the sun is a little high, the visitors are walking around the zoo with the joy of mind, ignoring it. From 9 o'clock in the morning, people flocked to the National Zoo in the capital. Children make up a large part of these visitors. It is a great pleasure for children who come with their parents. There were a crowd of visitors in front of the cage of each animal, starting from the monkey cage at the first entrance to the zoo. Children were excited to see the animals seen in the pages of book, including tigers, lions, deer, birds and porcupines. Parents were also happy to bring their children to the zoo, ignoring the scorching sunshine. Many people came from far and wide to meet the expectations of the child. When the sun is high in the afternoon, when tired of wandering, resting in the shade of the tree, visitors can again take a break to see the animals in different cages. The zoo authorities have the capacity to handle the pressure of about 1.5 lakh visitors every day.